What we are every moment is determined by the sum total of these impressions on the mind. That's our character. Each of us are a sum total of our tendencies, our samskaras. We are nothing else. This human experience is nothing other than that. Okay? What I am just at this moment, this written, is the effect of the sum total of the impressions of my past life also. So understand that we brought that tendencies with the body. So that plus how it was conditioned further, plus genetics. These three play a very important role in the total character of a man. Okay? This is really what is meant by character. Each man's character is determined by the sum total of these impressions. If good impressions prevail, the character becomes good. If bad, it becomes bad. If a man continuously hears bad words, thinks bad thoughts, does bad actions, his mind will be full of bad impressions and they will influence his thought and work without his being conscious of the fact. This we need to underline. This is the importance of satsanga. When I keep saying satsanga, this is what it is. Satsanga means being in the association or company of truth. You are what company you keep. Because the conditioning is happening based on that. The tendency also happens based on that. I had this tendency, so I am having this company around me. Now the company is influencing me constantly, knowingly, unknowingly. If I'm spending time with certain set of people, they are going to influence me. Even if I don't want to be, the impressions stay on us. So then the solution is that you have to have a very focused and concentrated and a mindful mind, or you move from that kind of company. Stay away, stay away. Okay, this is where, like somebody in the house is maybe watching a violence movie. Okay, and you can't stop them. It is their tendency. It's their house also. You can't say anything. If it's your child, maybe you can say, but if it's your spouse, you can't say much. So it may not be very violent, but you are not comfortable. Like most movies have at least 30% violence or very romantic and you're not interested. So then you don't sit there and watch. You should avoid that kind of impression coming on you if you feel it's uncomfortable. The tendencies we don't know throughout the day from where we are collecting impressions. That's why you're saying you go and sit with a friend who is an alcoholic and you say, I'm not drinking. But after some time, you will also start because the impressions are coming on us. Knowingly, unknowingly, we are gathering all the samskaras into the mind. And these that's why we are so scared. Who are my child's friends? Who are they hanging out with? Why? What are they doing? Who they are meeting? Because we don't want them wrongly conditioned. That's the only worry for the parents. That if the conditioning goes wrong, then there is no way to get them back. It's impression, right? Coming out of those impressions is difficult. So then it's very important that you note yourself also, what company am I keeping throughout the day? This is not only external company. Mobile, television, social media. This is the worst company we are keeping. And maximum time with no regulation. Even an alcoholic will walk away after 2 hours or maybe go home or sleep. But the addiction of the mobile or the social media, there is nobody to regulate us and say, ki bas, it's a vice or it's a addiction. And we continue. And then there is overconsumption and there is indigestion. But then you will say, but I was watching only spiritual quotes and spiritual reels. That is also overconsumption. See, consumption is good, but overconsumption is bad because overconsumption will cause indigestion of anything, good or bad, good or bad, good and bad. If you overconsume, then it is going to cause indigestion and confusion also. First of all, you listen to 100 things and you read like 200 quotes, thinking that you are getting into spirituality, but by the end of the day, you'll be totally confused who is right, what is wrong. That is not the company we are seeing. We are seeing proper company, proper satsang, proper sessions, proper sitting and reading somebody's book. This is very important because these will form impressions on our chitta, and then they will start giving the fruits for us, making us do the same thing. We don't have to then do anything. It will do it for us. We don't have to do anything actually. So understand that if by chance you feel you're over consuming, then start creating content also. What we generally should advise is in the morning when you get up, or as soon as you want to get into the social media or watching YouTube or the Insta Reels or whatever. Insta Reels are not suggested. YouTube also, don't go for overconsumption. Sit down and decide that today I will watch this talk and this talk and this talk. Okay? Fix those things. And then throughout the day, make sure you watch them. So how do you fill up your fitness pal if anybody is doing the fitness app? Like there is a food app which asks us what was your breakfast, what was your lunch, and what was your dinner, and what was your snacks. So we write like this much rice, this much dal, this much curry, whatever. So that's a decision we make that today I will cook this, this, and this for the family, and we will eat only this. That is consumption. Same for social media. Decide earlier only that 2 hours of matter I want to consume. So I will consume throughout the day this much matter. Don't in between go anywhere else and watch something else. Sometimes you get a very good recommendation when you're watching something. Make a note of that. And then next day when you have those 2 hours again, watch that. Don't binge watch anything. Because it goes waste. Whatever it is, it goes waste. Because after a time, the brain is fried. It's not taking anything inside. You will know your capacity. Somebody can eat 3 rotis and feel good. Somebody after 1.5, they will start burping. So each capacity is different. So decide that today I will watch this much content, tomorrow I will watch this. There is no regulation on our Instagram, especially because there is no content creation there. Nobody is creating any content on Instagram. Is it content? It is only like brief 1-minute things or 30 seconds, 10 seconds. This is not content. YouTube has content. It has 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of something. So people are taking effort to put something there. And it's information. So that you can set, like if you're into a health, you can decide, okay, I'll follow this Ayurveda doctor and I will listen to this person. He has 200 talks. Every day I will listen to 2 talks, 3 talks. Fix it up. Fix up the playlists. These are systematic way of consuming anything so that the impressions also fall beautifully without any excess or any less also. Okay, usually we may not be over consuming but under consuming. Like I want to watch, but I don't have time. That is also happening probably. So make a list and do whatever is needed. Constantly be aware what impression is going inside the mind. Through my speech, through my thoughts, and through my action. And through my surroundings. Okay? Whatever is happening in the surrounding is going to affect us also. So be aware of all this. This was very important because this deals with our very destiny, you could say, our very way we live our life and all these things. Okay? So he says, and they will influence his thought and work without his being conscious of the fact. In fact, these bad impressions are always working and their result must be evil, and that man will be a bad man. He cannot help it. The sum total of these impressions in him will create the strong motive power for doing bad actions. he will be like a machine in the hand of his impressions, and they will force him to do evil. This is for good also, okay? You'll be forced to get into a satsang because of the habit, or you'll be forced to do the evil because of the habit. Similarly, if a man thinks good thoughts and does good works, sum total of these impressions will be good, and they, in a similar manner, will force him to do good even in spite of himself. You don't want to go for the satsang. You really want to go for that movie and you got a ticket for it, but something will force you to enter that satsang eventually. When a man has done so much good work and thought so many good thoughts that there is an irresistible tendency, where is it? In him to do good in spite of himself, and even if he wishes to do evil, his mind, as a sum total of his tendencies, will not allow him to do so. The tendencies will turn him back. He is completely under the influence of the good tendencies. When such is the case, a man's good character is said to be established. So how much control do we have? Think about this. If our tendencies are almost fixed, okay, by birth and by conditioning, quite a lot is fixed. Now, wherever we are today, we can, make this tendency stronger. Like maybe attending a satsang is a tendency. It is there. So then make it stronger. How? By doing it consistently and efficiently all the time. That's all. Like if you want to do practice yoga, but you are unable to practice yoga for whatever reasons, then, but you want to do it because the tendency is there, little bit is there, then push yourself and with lot of willpower, do it. That's yoga generally goes very well with Vedanta also. It's always suggested that everybody practice. See, Vedanta is taking only the yoga philosophy and the meditation, not the physical practice. But the physical practice has its also. It also clears the shuddhis, very simple in that. Okay, shuddhi happens in the physical practice also if done very systematically and very mindfully, instead of doing it like an exercise. People who find the general yoga difficult should opt for B.K. Iyengar's yoga. If anybody is around you and there's a teacher and you have health issues or some other physical, mental, whatever issues, then B.K. Iyengar has a very good set of teachers. They don't make teachers easily. Takes like 3 to 5 years to become a teacher, a lot of training. Post which they teach in a way where even if you have lot of issues in the body, you can practice under them. They have all the props and all the availabilities, like they give you belts, they give you so many other stuff. So if you want to practice yoga and you have health issues, I would still say that you should practice, but under the right guidance of a teacher and not online. Try to do it one-on-one, physically, or in a class, so that they are able to do what's required for you physically. Otherwise, you may be in pain and they will never know. This is only for people who have any physical issues. Okay, rest of them can just join any class and do it. Wherever you are, in whichever place, we all have classes around us. Try to get into a class and do whatever you can. It motivates us.